finding the root series that we'll look at involves these sorts of questions where they look similar, but what happened in the previous two examples was that your root was either on your midline, your minimum, or your maximum. So in this case, that is not the case. There is no way to do this by hand. So these sorts of problems are what you'll find on a calculator active section of an exam or quiz. Meaning, do these exactly the way you would have done them before, but do the new document, graph, store the equation as F1, etc. So you're going to be wanting to look for intersections in this case, or finding the roots. So this tests that sort of thing. So look at these two problems, graph them, and then check your work with mine. So the first problem, not as interesting as it could have been, right? If you graphed it, you could have found this by hand. This is assuming you've done both of those problems, so when you have, then you can press play, otherwise pause it. Okay, so the first problem, no roots. It's above the x-axis, so there's no roots. The second problem, I've just lightly sketched this. Now, I didn't do this by hand. I just traced it from like a calculator, from using Desmos. I found the map, sketched it, and then it said to find like when f of x is 2. That means I've got a graph, and this is the midline here, y equals 1, but I've got a graph y equals 2. So just imagine, there it is, right there. Y equals 2, and I'm looking for the intersection points. And I've got to find all of the intersections between a negative pi and pi. I can't include this point because it's before a negative pi. I can't include the points after pi. So what I found when I did that is that x equals those 6 values. Do it yourself, rewatch this, and make sure that you understand these calculator skills.